doomi jàmbur because always it will come back. Sa doom bi tamit su demee dafa face those kind of scenarios. I mean, God is very fair. We are not fair, but God is fair. Whatever you do, dina la judge accordingly. That is why it's very important nooy treaté doomi jàmbur, especially su dee ne waajur nga. Nooy treaté doomi jàmbur because jur ya benn la, matu ya benn la. So it's very important loo xam ne daal bugguloo sa doom bi mu encounter ko. Bu ko dem under no circumstance bu ko def doomi jàmbur. Because dafa metti. Te am na ñoo xam ne lu mu dee def dafa garaaw. Dafa over garaaw lu ñu dee def doomi jàmbur. And by the way, I forgot to say, your outfit looks very, very nice.
Oh, this?
Mashallah.
Oh, thank you.
How man madam mo si jaar?
No, bi Lamin Tailors Association bi.
Mashallah.
Xam nga Lamin Tailors Association bi man lañ jàppa as a brother. So man maay seen mag ñookati Lamin yëpp man maay seen brother.
Ah, mashallah.
So gars dañ defoon a launching ñoom ak Jaliba Kuyate, I think that was in January. So gars defaral ñu aso bi. So thank you te
dama te ne madam moo si jaar
te dañ ma ko jox sax ñu ne ma ne bro lii dañ ko xeeb we will do more.
Oh wow.
So secretary general bi mag naa nuyu Essa Tarawale ak the whole crew Lamin Tailors Association. Yeah, so what we'll do now Julde dañoo dem ak break suñ jógee si break bi den ñu dellu si ñu yaatal programme bi xam nañ amuñ Mbodj waaye dinañ am Mr. Ade. You know, Ade plus Mbodj equals to Ade Mbodj. So it's all the same thing. Yeah, so we'll take a short break. And to acknowledge our sponsors, we'll be back.
Opticalia is a leading European brand which is now in the Gambia. Are you looking for glasses? Then you have come to the right place. As a first step, we will perform an eye exam to ensure we prescribe the correct lenses for you. After that, you can select a frame of your choice. We have a variety of brands in stock, and you will definitely find yours. You can have the full package of frame plus lenses starting from $990 up to more for the most fashionable options. Once you find a frame you like, your lenses will immediately be edged by our lab technician. Within 30 minutes, you will be able to leave with your prescription glasses and a huge smile on your face. How amazing is that? Visit us at the Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123.
Gambia ñun ñooy network bi nga xam ne ñëpp ñun lañ óolu di continuer di leen indil internet service bu gaaw ànd ak kóolare si biir réew mi fii ak suñ 4G plus internet speed bi ñu ngi leen a ne gaaw na ànd ak kóolare saa su ne fu ne ak QCell dawal léegi nga ut QCell sim card foofu si suñ customer care centers yu nekk si réew mi nga jëfandikoo 4G internet plus bu gaaw bi si réew mi pour am si lu leer Call QCell customer care si 111 QCell suñu bos ñu xaali yoon bi ñeneen toppa Do your banking the smart way with the new Ajibank mobile app. Transfer money to any bank account in the Gambia. Top up airtime for all networks. Pay utility bills. Check your account balance and view mini statements. Request for ATM cards, request for checkbooks, and more in a single touch. So, do your banking in a smart way. Do your banking now with Ajibank mobile app. Every time is banking time. Ajibank, your investment partner.
Espas Motors is the largest and most modern auto service in the Gambia. Espas Motors is the only authorized dealer in Chevy, Mercedes-Benz trucks, Mercedes-Benz buses, Kia, Ford, Futon Mini and Midi buses, Futon trucks. At Espas Motors, we have qualified professionals who use modern technology to diagnose and repair all brands of motor vehicles. Espas Motor services include auto sales, auto repairs, vehicle painting, availability of high-quality spare parts, towing services. We are reachable at any time. Call Espas Motors on 35-2222-2, 353-4444, 3444 or locate us on the Bertil Harding Highway. Espas Motors. Step into the Espas Motors showroom for your luxurious name brand vehicle. Located along the Bertil Harding Highway, Espas Motors is the Gambia's authorized dealer for Chery, Kia, Ford, and now we bring you the new Peugeot model 3008 SUV. 18-inch alloy wheels, 216 inches high ground clearance, keyless entry system, start and stop button, rear parking assistance system with reverse camera, adaptive cruise control with speed limit, LED daytime running lights, front and side airbags, 8-inch HD touchscreen. Not to forget our exquisite Peugeot Landtrek double cabin pickup with 2.1-liter diesel engine, 6-speed manual transmission 4x4, hill descent control, LED daytime running lights. Espas Motors, the authorized dealer for Peugeot. Visit us today or call us on 35-2222 or 353-4444.
By Komena One Network.
We are back wherever you're watching us from. This is QTV This Morning. I am Ibrahim Balde. And of course, we are about to do the newspaper review. And our guest is already here. Yes, I mean,
Momodou
sitting in for Mr. Momodou Mbodj.
No, I am Momodou
Yeah, so,
Mbodj,
I mean, it's important, Julde, for you to take us through what we have on the newspaper. But Mr. Ade, first of all, it's good to have you on the show.
It's good to be. I think it's my third appearance this week.
This week? Oh!
People will be getting sick of seeing me.
Wow,
Like, oh no,
nice.
not him again. But I'm
Nice.
here, and it's
Well,
always good
people
to
will
be
be
here.
bored to have you all the time because
Yeah.
they know they learn from you and
Exactly.
you're learning from them as well.
This is
Yeah.
true. This
Yeah,
is true.
yeah.
You know, it's my motto that I want to learn something new every day.
Exactly.
So you're
Yeah, so
absolutely right.
Julde, take us through the newspaper.
Okay, I have the Fourier, the Standard, and of course the Point with me. Because we don't have enough time, I will just go straight to the story that we are going to discuss. That is Gambian father wants sudden death of British soldier's son investigated. Over the, I think last month, a Gambian soldier, a British UK, a Gambian soldier in Britain allegedly killed himself. You know, he's a young soldier, he's 19 years old, and I think we even have the press release here. You know,
Is that from the High Commission?
Yeah, from
Yeah.
the High Commission,
Yeah.
and the father is saying that he wants the incident to be investigated.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, you would expect any parent to do that because, you know, you give your children to these organizations and these institutions and you hope that they will be in safe care.
Exactly.
Suicide is a very, it's extreme and it's unusual in our society.
Exactly.
Not to say it doesn't happen, it does. And so, of course, you know, our condolences to the family. I think, first of all, we have to say, because you would expect this young man will be just at the start of his career,
Exactly.
and you would expect him to go on to bigger and better things. So it must be quite devastating for them. So it's not unusual to hear that the father would like it investigated, and I hope they do give a thorough investigation into what the circumstances were that led, if it is true, led the young man to take his own life. Yeah.
Well, I mean, when you talk about, investigation, I think it is necessary, even if maybe there are no hands involved, it should be investigated. So
Yeah,
that they
this
can
is
know.
standard.
Sometimes,
It's standard.
like
They
we
would-
always mention, mental health issues can, you know, become a thing that can instigate such things.
Yeah.
You know, so I think investigation is a key in
Yeah,
this
exactly.
in this matter at the moment.
Because you can never tell by looking at somebody
Yeah.
what they are likely to do. Many people, the day before they kill themselves, or even on the day they kill themselves, were doing ordinary things, and unexpectedly you hear that they've taken their own lives.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've twice been in a situation where within an hour of being in the presence of somebody, that person took their own life, and we had no idea they were going to do that.
Wow.
So when I hear things like this, it always really gets to
I
me.
wasn't born by then. My dad's friend had the same scenario. I mean, that was around 1981 when he wrote a letter to my father, you know, before he hung himself in his room. So what he did, he left a note for my dad specifically, because my dad was his best friend.
Right.
So he said to him, hello, I am sorry I'm doing this. If I don't do this, I will kill somebody. So that was emotional. So this is why when we talk about suicide, that comes to my mind, because my dad keeps telling me how his friend killed himself all the time. So when they saw the letter, it was addressed to my dad.
And in, you know, you mentioned that even in suicide investigations, what they tend to do is, even if there's supposedly a suicide letter, they always check for whether it is in that person's handwriting, and whether they wrote it under duress, under some.
There are a lot of things.
So they will investigate everything, and I hope the family does get closure and that they get, you know, some sense of that it's a thorough investigation, because they deserve that.
Yeah,
I think
honestly.
they deserve that.
May his soul rest in perfect
I know
peace.
the family is going through a very hard time at the
for a
moment, losing a
19-year-old.
loved one, a person at the peak of his career. I mean, I think it's really, it's really emotional.
It's shocking.
So the next story here, we're going to look at the Standard newspaper, and Hamad Ba says tribal associations threaten national unity.
Now, for me, without seeing the story in detail or hearing the quote in its entirety, you can take things out of context and discuss them out of context. Because we know that there are many tribal associations, and in fact, a lot of them, they help to keep and preserve the culture of our various tribes. And there's something that I've always supported and sort of been in favor of. So I'm not sure what the context is that he's saying that this, so it would be good if we had the physical newspaper here, we could have gone through it and delved into it. But on the surface of it, I've never had a problem with tribal associations. I think they're a good thing. Because, you know, we should hold on to our culture when we can.
So the Point newspaper is saying Gambia under 20 awarded for stunning performances. I think they've been doing excellent.
They've been doing very well. They're at the under-20 AFCON in Egypt. In fact, the Egyptian team are out of the competition. They didn't get out of the group stage, whilst the Gambia under-20 team have looked one of the best teams in the competition. The other team that has looked really good is Senegal. But Gambia won all 3 of their matches, and they did not even concede a goal.
Wow, nice.
And also, at the end of the group stage, the panel of experts chose the Gambia coach as the coach of the group stage. So he got that award. And one of the Gambian players, I think it was the captain, was chosen they chose a team from 11 players from all the players that had played in the group stage. I think it was Alaji Sen. I think he was chosen in the team of the tournament. So they've done really well. But what was most impressive in their last game of the group stage, the third game of the group stage, they played Benin. Who needed to be certain of qualifying. They needed to beat the Gambia, although in the end they were defeated, but they still managed to squeeze through as one of the best third-place teams. But they feel that their strongest team, and yet the Gambia made 10 changes from the previous game and still won the match. I mean, that tells you the strength in depth that there is and the talent that there is in Gambia. And one of our esteemed journalists, Ansumana Esonyasi, he wrote something that's kind of gone viral. He said, please let them keep this team together for the future.
Absolutely.
And build on it.
I wanted to
because
tell
they
you
get
that.
dissolved and then...
I wanted to
in
tell you that.
2005, our under-20
that went to...
was strong and...
Yes.
I think, you know, you start from the, you know, low level and you get to the national team, where I think these are the things that we need to keep them together. You know?
Yeah, you know, when he wrote that, you know, somebody quoted Ansumana Esonyasi, and then lots of people were kind of agreeing and so on. I agreed up to a point. And it wasn't that I was disagreeing with him necessarily, but I just said that it's very difficult to keep a team like that together for another 4, 5, 6, maybe 10 years, because people take different career paths. Some of them may stay playing football in the Gambia, some may go abroad. Some may actually leave football altogether. So it's very difficult.
Yeah, because you've been realistic here. I mean, at some point, that's the reality. You know, keeping the team together for many years would be very difficult.
Yeah.
Some people, other teams will buy them.
Yeah,
They won't have time to come back.
I remember years ago when Maradona played for Argentina and they won the Under-19 World Cup. Everybody was saying, "Oh, this team they should keep together." I think of the team, I think only Maradona and there's another player whose name escapes me. It will come. I think only the two of them kind of graduated to be kind of good or great players. The rest of them just kind of faded away, and they were a brilliant team, and everybody in Argentina was like, yeah, this is the team that's going to take us through. But, you know, it didn't happen, only Maradona and, oh God, the guy's name, it's bugging me that I can't remember. But they were the only two, so it's very difficult. But honestly, they look really impressive, they look really good, and they look totally relaxed. They've been posting videos. Amadou Oba, our former colleague here at QTV, is with them, and he's been filming, and they've been posting every day images of them. And when they won their second game, they went to the hotel, and the hotel staff were there to greet them and were dancing with them, and all of those videos have been posted. But if you saw them before the game, you're like, hey guys, you're going into a really tough game and you're singing and chanting, and they look totally relaxed, and that relaxation showed on the pitch.
Well, I think football too, you need to be relaxed in order to
easier said than done. When it's a big game,
you are always nervous.
You're nervous.
Yes,
you're
exactly.
Nervous. And yet they didn't look to have
if you know
any
you
nerves.
are meeting, you are playing against a big team, big countries.
Sure.
I mean, you feel very. Imagine Gambia playing against Brazil. You know, obviously you you won't be on a steady mind. You know.
Well, this is it. So in their next game, which is on Sunday, they will be playing South Sudan. And, you know, I don't want to jinx them or anything, but they should win that game. And that's a quarterfinal. And that will take them to the semi-final. And then who knows? But I think, as I said, I think the other team to watch is
normally
definitely Senegal.
Gambia's under-20s, they are very good. They like, even previous years, they perform wonders. If you can remember Peru, when we used to have the likes of Os Jallo, you know, Seni and Sana, you know, those things, that was under 17.
Yeah, that's
you know,
right.
So I think
under
the
17.
junior teams, these teams, they do very well.
They do well, and this particular team, we wish them well because they've looked really good. And Coach Bojang, as I said, he was chosen as the coach of the first stage, which said anything, because his tactical changes during the game, the way he changed up the game, and they look really skillful. Honestly, I hope, because they look like a team that should go all the way and possibly win this competition, but you know, they might have strong from Senegal. Will probably be the other team to beat. They look
exactly.
good.
Mr. Ade, let's shift our attention to Nigeria.
Nigeria. How did I know you were going to say Nigeria? I could read your mind. I could read your face.
So now you've become a mind reader.
I have.
All right. So now, it's like people were like the unexpected happened in Nigeria. People were thinking there'll be a change of maybe a party winning again.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for other people, I mean,
I wasn't one of those people. I mean, anybody watching QTV last week, either this morning, Weekend Review, or listening to me on Drive Time would have heard me say that I did not think Peter Obi would win. He was, for me, the kind of social media candidate. He had one stunning victory, which was that he defeated Bola Tinubu in Tinubu's homeland.
His homeland.
Which is Lagos. For a man who had been twice Lagos governor to lose Lagos, actually should have been a disgrace, frankly. But it shows you how dissatisfied people are. But having said that, when you look that in Lagos, which has the biggest electoral population, only 18% bothered to vote. That tells you how disillusioned people are with elections and politics in Nigeria. Because everybody kept saying this was a crucial election. And yet 18%. I mean, even as I'm saying the figure, it sounds ridiculous. And in fact, across the country, I think it has equaled the lowest turnout there's ever been in Nigerian elections. So for all the noise and the social media.
I was saying people registered.
It's a big country. 93.4 million registered. I don't think even 20 million.
And their population
I
is,
don't think even 20
is
million
213 million people.
Yes. And so the voter register is 93.4, and I think only about 20-something million voted. It's pathetic.
So does that mean they don't believe in their politicians?
Well, they need to look at themselves. I mean, Tinubu gave this long and boring acceptance speech, and in that speech he should have said, amongst other things, that this election has shown us that there's voter apathy, tons of voter apathy in Nigeria, because for the turnout to be that low, to be honest, if I won that as president, I wouldn't even rejoice.
Maybe it's a new system that they introduced.
Well, they introduced biometrics and so on, but people, I mean, in the last month of what's funny is that in the last month of registering, 10 million people registered. And yet, overall, only about 20 million voted.
Mr. Ade, when you talk about 10 million, 200 million people, I think about the population of my country.
Gambia.
You know, and so, you know, when you look at that, it does make you wonder. And it's a very kind of valid question that you're asking, that, you know, what does this say about, you know, elections in Nigeria? Are people that apathetic? Are people so... I think people think it's the kind of status quo will always be there. They see politicians as corrupt and so on. And, you know, it's almost as if people feel that no matter who I vote for,
it will still...
the system, because the system is too entrenched.
Will still be the same.
And it won't change. And so, you know, this is, I think, where we find ourselves. That, but honestly, for me, because, you know, of my sort of parental heritage on my mother's side, the Yoruba people from Abeokuta. So I've always had a kind of interest in Nigerian matters, and particularly in Nigerian politics. So I've been following.
But I mean, Mr. Ade, I mean,
terrible.
You know, when you look at the condition of Nigerian people, I mean, when you look at their economy, the way they live, survival in the country, it's very difficult at the moment.
It depends on where you go. Actually, I mean, people always say this, and I think when we look at Nigeria, because of the way Nigeria has mishandled its oil wealth.
Exactly.
Should have been the richest country in Africa.
Well, I'll give you an example, quick example. If you take just last year, BP made a profit of 28 billion. That is the highest profit they have ever made, dollars, by the way. Shell has been around for 114 years. They made a profit last year of $40 billion, again, the biggest ever. Nigeria, they made a loss in oil. How the hell is that possible? How is that possible? It's the only oil-producing country where you have to queue and you get fuel shortage.
It's the level
the country's a disgrace.
It's the level of corruption.
Of course.
You know, the level of corruption in Nigeria, the way we go through things, I mean, it cannot be overemphasized. I think they need to, the leader now, he have a lot of challenge in his
I said in one of the stories we did, I said he's got a lot on his plate because there are a lot of things that need to be fixed. There's a lot of banditry. They've not been able to curb Boko Haram. Kidnapping is like a big business, it's a big industry now. Just before I came on
and they are trying to withdraw, I think, certain denominations from the market as well.
Look, that was another embarrassing and chaotic thing. And in fact, the barristers, the Nigerian lawyers, actually took the government to court. And the case, they postponed it because of the elections, but it's going to continue once the elections are all settled. And they said that, you know, government did not have the right to do that. At the time they did it, or in fact that they didn't have the right to do it at all. So that case is going to rumble on. We saw people fighting to get old money into the banks and get new, and then they restricted the amount they were going to give you.
Exactly.
It was totally very, very badly handled. Honestly,
I was listening. I watched one channel too. They were talking to Nigerian citizens. You know, maybe extending the tenure of their presidency to maybe 5 years or 7 years. I think 4 years, according to some people, I think it's a very short span.
It's short, but you know, if you do well, look, for African presidents, if you made it 20 years, they will say it's too short.
Yeah.
We know countries where it's gone from 4 to 5 to 7. In Uganda, about 5 years ago, they even proposed it should be 10. And that was a very clever move by Museveni, because what he did was he got them to change the law on how old you have to be to continue to stand, on the promise that if they did so, they can extend his mandate from 5 years to 7 years, and they could increase the age limit. He was over the age. And of course, he famously came on TV and said, actually, I'm not 75. There was a mistake on my birth certificate. I'm only 72. And he said that. You can find it on YouTube. It's a joke, only in Africa. But what he did was, once the parliamentarians gave him his 7 years and changed the age limit, when he tried to give them 10 years as an MP, the Lawyers Association took them to court and they won it. They won the case, saying it was unconstitutional to change it from 5 to 10. So Museveni got what he wanted.
Presidential term.
The presidential term was fine. No, for the MPs.
For the MPs.
They wanted 10 years.
Yeah.
And they said that was unconstitutional. And so they lost. But Museveni got what he wanted. He got his age limit changed. He got his term limit extended. But the MPs didn't get what he had promised them.
The country that I am currently monitoring, to see
apart from Cape Verde,
to see whether they will respect their term limits. It's our next door neighbor here, Senegal.
Yeah.
So I am watching closely and monitoring to see what will happen.
To see whether who will respect the term limits. Yeah. Who? They will respect it.
He hasn't said anything yet.
But if you mean the president, no, the president theoretically can stand, because if the law is not retrospective, if the law comes in and says there are new term limits, but it doesn't affect somebody, you know, the clock starts ticking again.
All right, I'm told time is already up. So thank you, Mr. Ade, for joining us on the, I wish, I mean,
we have enough time for
10 minutes.
Exactly.
So that we can, you know.
Never mind.
Yeah, so we'll take a short break. After the break, the program continues.
Continues with what?
ɓuraɗo holorede ko leydi gambia ɗo qcell continue addangol on internet service holoraɗo ko leydi gambia ɗo e 4G plus internet speed on min innama no yaawi te noon kadi no holora wattu kala dula e qcell ɗaɓɓu qcell sim card joni yahu ka qcell customer care center ji ko leydi ɗo fi nafitoroɗa oɗo 4G plus internet yawuɗo ko leydi gambia ɗo fi heɓugol hen ko laaɓi eɗa wawi noddude qcell customer care e 111 qcell suñubas minen udditi lawol ngol si woɓɓe jokki.
QCell GSM company minna yirwa tariyata Gambia banko kan. QCell la 4G plus network o ye banko bela mura andung ala internet o tariyata sidula saba katambi nyongol la. Sound sign yesta 335 has kumandi. Yadati kemuna fang 4G sobe wala. QCell Gambia la network lanna yari on.
QMoney is back again with its easy-to-use, secure and convenient mobile app that allows you to carry out all your transactions. No matter where you are or what time it is, you can always access your funds. With the new QMoney app, you can cash in and out, buy credit, buy QPower, shop, make payments, and so much more. You can also send QMoney, pay bills, receive international remittances, and transfer cash to others. Just download the app from your Play Store or App Store and get started. For more information, call customer care on 133. QMoney, Sinu Calpe. We innovate, others follow.
Save up to 50% energy with the new side-by-side Samsung refrigerator. Samsung air conditioners come with HD filter and antibacterial for your protection. Save time, energy, and effort by using our washing machines, loaded with innovative features that offer superior cleaning technology. Step into the future of television with our slick and slim Samsung Smart TV designs. Sizes range from 32 to 85 inches. Smart LED, Crystal UHD Ultra High Definition, and QLED Quantum Dark LED. Get new ways of interacting with your TV. Unparalleled vision, right from the comfort of your living room. Our products are backed with 1-year warranty. Visit us at Q South Building, Caraba Avenue, or at used to be Turntable. Contact us on 333-217 or email us at info@quantumnet.gm.
Medicalia.
You're watching QTV this morning. We are back. And now, let's take a look at the woman boss. Yes. International Women's Day celebrating pioneer women of excellence in the Gambia. March 4th at Coco Ocean, sponsored by the Q Group Foundation. And we have our American founder, the woman boss, and Fatoumata Diouf, program officer, the woman boss. Ladies, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Yes. First of all, let's start with you. What is the idea behind the woman boss?
So the Woman Boss was founded in 2017 while I was in the U.S., and then 2018 we launched in the Gambia. And it really is focusing on elevating, nurturing, and accelerating women and economically getting them ready for the country, providing economic opportunities for them. But we mainly focus on 3 things, right? And it's innovation, entrepreneurship, and leadership. And just making sure that we empower the next generation of women leaders.
Yes, I mean, I think that is, it is fascinating. But I mean, since you started, how far have you gone? You know, I believe in talking about the success after you started a few years ago.
Sure.
How far have you gone? What can we point out? Oh, wow, the woman boss.
Yes, so far we have impacted over 4,200 women and girls in the country and abroad. We are, because of the programs that we have, we also have accelerator programs that could be done virtually. So we have women across the globe, really. But in the Gambia, we focus a lot on helping women entrepreneurs through our accelerator program. We also have programs for young girls, leadership programs, gender-based violence programs, and then other, you know, again, accelerator that are curated specifically for, you know, rural women or different sectors within the community as well.
How does one become a member of the Woman Boss? What is the criteria? Do you have anybody, or you have a specific
We help,
criteria?
as long as you're a woman, we help you. That's the criteria. It's being a woman, and then we open up different accelerator programs. And so because of that, then, you know, women entrepreneurs can access. You have to be a woman entrepreneur, but for young girls, you know, we have School Ambassadors program where we are in schools teaching them leadership. What we want to see is, you know, you mentioned there's a segment right before you were talking about politics. Well, we want to make sure that in 20, 30 years we don't have the issue of women or equal representation in the country.
But I mean, it's a bit complex.
It is.
I mean, there are many, you know, society organizations that are advocating for equal rights when it comes to politics in the Gambia.
Right.
Well, most of the time, people will stand, especially men in the National Assembly, and talk about women in politics. But at the end of the time, when elections happen, women are always behind.
Of course. There you go.
You think you can change that narrative?
Well, we're changing the narrative because if we start them young, these women are not going to wait till they get older to say, oh, yeah, I need to be empowered. From an early age, you know already that you want to be empowered enough. You've been empowered enough to stand a chance. So why not take it?
All right, let's engage Fatoumata Diouf and Program Officer. Fatou, please take us through the things that you do.
So, yeah, like she said, we're an organization that center our work around leadership, innovation, and entrepreneurship for women and young girls. So basically, we have a set of programs that we align during the years to make sure that we are catering for women, like the Accelerator program, where we train young women. We train women from different backgrounds, different sectors, on economic development, on their businesses, on their finances, to empower them, as she said. Yeah.
The gala.
Yes, Julia.
Talk to us about that. Is it going to be, is there any food
Yeah, there will be plenty.
You are a sailor,
lots
of course,
food.
you too, so.
There will be plenty of food. So the gala, the concept behind the gala, like you said, women's participation in politics, have been. So the idea behind the gala is women are big economic drivers. They have been big contributors to development. But from time, we have seen that they have been left out of conversations. They have not been recognized. They have been overlooked. And so we brought this concept to make sure that we are recognizing these women, and not just any women. We are recognizing pioneer women, women that have created the path for people like me, young people like me, to take on the jobs that we currently have, and to recognize their work, to celebrate their achievements, and to honor them. Yeah.
The Woman Boss, who is sponsoring the Woman Boss? Because sponsoring over 400 women and girls, it's a lot.
Right.
So where is the funding coming from?
Just to add on that, we want to know how transparent it is.
Balde is so particular about transparency.
Yes, now we want accountability in this country. Wherever you are spending finance and wherever you're getting it, we need to know, and how are you spending your finance.
Yeah. So I will tell you, when I first started, when this concept first came about, it was solely funded from myself and my husband. This was a project that I solely believed in, is to give back into the community, right? I'm very fortunate to have lived abroad and hold a really good position, so I saved my money, and then I started. For the first 2-3 years, it was self-funded, like myself funding it. I saved, most people save for their retirement. My retirement was coming and dumping it into these girls and these women, and that's what I did. And further, now that we're doing our work, we get recognition. We have fantastic sponsors. We have fantastic partners, like for example, Q Group, that would sponsor a part of our gala. We have, UNICEF, that's a big funder of our School Ambassadors program. We also work with, the U.S. Embassy that funds some of our program. We have partners here that I can list and name so many that sponsor, especially with the gala. As soon as we go and talk to them, they're behind it because they know that we have a culture in the Gambia of not celebrating women, especially not pioneer women. Everybody wants to get recognized, especially the young generation now. It's such a big factor. But what about the older women that really paved the way for us to be sitting here, for a woman to sit like you, for a woman like me, a Gambian girl like me, to do this, or her? It took somebody else who fought really hard to do that. And so we want to give them their flowers while they're still alive. And unfortunately for some, we honor them because they've passed on. But in addition to the gala, we're actually writing a children's book so that we have these books in the schools, or at least people can buy and get to learn who was the first woman to do this in the Gambia, who was the first woman, and so on. And so it's more of that. So accountability, rest assured, anybody that gives us a little, their money, we appreciate the support, but it's not always about money. It's about resources that can be behind it, people that really know that we're here, back our work, and show up. Yeah,
the reason why I ask, it's because in the Gambia, we have a problem of consistency. I mean, at the same time, continuing a certain thing. I think your initiative, it's a wonderful one.
Thank you.
And, making sure, we keep it going. We all have a role to play.
That's right.
You understand? So, me supporting you to make sure it goes, I have to make sure everything is in place as well. Yes. So, what are some of the things that you think affect women, and you people would like to step in so that you can at least relieve them from that?
Well, there are a lot of things that women need help with.
Gender-based violence?
To start with, I think it has to start within ourselves, in as much as we as programs or advocates come out to speak against gender-based violence. You have to internally question yourself, morals, basic morals, and recognize our privileges and, understand them, to make sure that what we are saying, it's not just for, come to TV and talk about it, or just to speak to have money to fund your programs. We are speaking about these things because, there are people that are suffering from it, and it's affecting a lot of people, So I think as much as we work on advocating to people, I think people also need to start, sitting and talking to themselves. Yeah.
Exactly.
So you're celebrating, as part of the celebration also, you're celebrating women in excellence.
Yeah.
Who are these women?
So I'll
will I
tell
be
you.
included? Balde?
Yep.
Will they,
We are all excellent women, let me tell you, from the young girl that was born today to the person celebrating a centennial year. But here's the thing, right? I think these women of excellence, right, or all these women that we're really celebrating, they've paved the way. They've been pioneer of doing something, big in the country. So last year we celebrated 17 women. This year we're honoring 19. And these women come from all different walks of life. So, for example, from Mrs. Hannah Foster, who was in the colonial era, right,
wow,
that paved the way for, the first woman to set up a political party in the country.
Yeah.
This is for policy. You're talking about, in education, we have women that, like Mrs. Ramatulai Seka, who's actually Aissatou Jaz's mother, that paved the way for education. If you know her, you actually know her as Margaret Thatcher, because she's a woman with an iron fist. It was all about educating the community, etc. To women in rural Gambia that were Yaya Kompin, like back in the day, through a political era example. We have women that are in agriculture in rural parts of the Gambia. We have women in beauty, in fashion, like Auntie Pulacham, who recently passed away. May her soul rest in peace. And in beauty, like Auntie Zahra Mehna Saleh, that everybody knew back in the day when I was in school. If you didn't have your hair, makeup, or anything done by her, you really were not the it person. So there was a lot of things happening before that you hear everybody now with makeup artists being so big, or even beauty. There were people here doing that before. So let's recognize them, give them their flowers while they're here, and then nurture the young women to say, hey, you can look up to this. These are role models that actually you can. And that's the idea behind it. And we wanted to make sure that it's honored, and they've given the respect that they deserve, and not put into an award where you have to kind of vote for them. So it's more like, hey, you deserve this honor. Let's honor you this way.
I like that. I like the fact that it's celebrating our heroes.
Yeah.
And it's important because in this country people don't celebrate people until when they are dead.
Yeah.
That is the time you get to hear about them.
Exactly.
And that is really unfortunate.
Right.
But for the fact that you're celebrating, and for the fact that the younger ones will know that, okay, the pioneer of education in this country was a woman. I mean, that really means a lot.
Correct.
That really goes to shows that women were not behind. We were never behind.
Never.
We were always in the forefront of everything that is happening in this country. It's just now that politicians try to politicize things, and women are made to believe that they are backbenchers.
Absolutely.
So aside from that, celebrating women, what more are you coming? What is the way forward? What are we expecting, that you're going to engage in the coming year?
Sure. So this year, I will tell you, as soon as this gala is over, actually we have an accelerator program that we're doing in Jara Soma.
Okay.
And so we're going to train women entrepreneurs there. We come back, then we are also working with partner agencies, like, for example, with UNICEF, where we're going in now to help women that are in political office or about to run for political local government offices. And I think they're voting in April, so to make sure that we are empowering them and getting them ready for the seat, and have more women engage in political office or in policy. And then obviously we have another accelerator program now for our women entrepreneurs. So it's always within accelerator. We have a lot of leadership, which, for young women like yourself or other women that are in working in a professional field, that they want to be exposed to leadership. How else can I empower myself, or what else do I need to do to get myself be professionally ready? So we have programs all through the year, so check us out. Check out our website, womanboss.org.
I will.
All right, so I think...
of course they are without any challenge. So take us through the challenge. You are a program officer. Your mom dal model so take us through the challenge that you go through and how you're able to overcome that.
We have different. Let me emphasize on this particular challenge. It's very difficult to get from support from outside sources, because even when we have like the collaboration and it's not as effective as it should be. Sometimes it delays our work, and then we have to work around that, and it does not put us in a position where we have to do what we need to do at that moment. So it takes us back a while. So for us, it's taking ourselves back to why we're doing this, and that helps us to pull through sometimes during these challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in terms of finance, you're okay. The Q group has
never.
No, that's the emphasis that I was trying to make. Maybe I was not being, I was not coming out with it because, but it's sometimes.
Now you're not complaining about finance.
In a nutshell, you need more.
Yeah. We need more.
All right. So from the look of things, the men, we are not invited to this gala. So.
We have plenty of people. We actually have more men attending.
Because all that I'm hearing is women.
See, so here's the thing.
There you go.
It means for us we are not part of it.
Every time we come out to support women, to uplift women, to amplify their voices, men will somehow come out from the corner to raise their voices. Where are we? How about the men? What about the men? They have been doing it for a long time.
Exactly.
So we are coming in now.
Yes.
We are jealous.
You can be jealous because
why are you letting us? I mean.
So think about it this way: behind every great man is a woman, and every great woman is a man. So then that's it. That's it.
Yes, I'm in now.
That's it. We need all the he for she's.
Join the woman boss.
Thank you. You're already a woman boss.
Yes.
You're already a woman
all right.
boss.
So thank you very much for coming on this platform, and the rest assured, we will come to the gala.
Absolutely.
We'll come attend, and we'll come cover. We'll also come and put it on television and see.
Awesome.
I hope there is enough food for the cereals and the jollas.
It's a buffet, so you can eat.
Because I want to save you.
Bala.
All right. For all of them.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. We'll take a short break.
Okay.
After the break, then we'll talk to the Sendogo team. We'll be talking to Pamodu Sar and Pamodu Jara rather, and his crew. So we'll take a short break. We'll be back.
Medicalia is a high-quality clinic from Europe, which is now in the Gambia. Do you have an eye problem? Do you feel a hearing difficulty? Medicalia is here to ease the pain for you. The first and only hearing aid dispensing facility nationwide, where patients can be tested and treated to recover from their hearing loss. Fitted with latest generation equipment, our doctors can provide healthcare assistance for eyes, ears, nose, and throat. Common diseases like glaucoma or diabetic retinopathy can be diagnosed and followed up for fast and correct treatment. Make your appointment with the eye or ear, nose, and throat ENT specialist today to relieve any pain you might be feeling, as consultants are available daily. Contact us for more information. Visit us at Tropic Shopping Center near Senegambia from 9 a.m. to 11 p.m. every day of the week, or call us on 503-4411 or 7767-123. Medicalia, premium care, personal touch.
Sunyu Bundle. QCell Sunyu Bundle is the fastest, most reliable, and affordable bundle package in the Gambia. Whether you work, go to school, farm, or simply surf the internet, Sunyu Bundle is the best package for you. Get bundles from 20 megabytes to 13 gigabytes by just dialing *303# to subscribe and start enjoying the cheapest internet tariff on your favorite social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WhatsApp, and many more. So jump on the Sunyu Bundle family and get connected with the best data packages at affordable prices. For more information, call customer care on 111. QCell, Sunyu Bus. We innovate, others follow.
Qcell suñu bundle mooy bundle package bu gën a gaaw ànda kóolute te it gën a yomba bundle package yi yëpp si réew mi fii bu nekkee yaa ngi sa liggéey kaay si school bi si tool bi dugal rek si internet bi suñu bundle moo gën ci yow mun ngaa jëfandikoo bundle doore ko 20 megabytes ba 13 gigabytes dialal star 303 hash nga dal di bànneexoo internet tarif bu gën a yomba nga dugal si Facebook Twitter Instagram WhatsApp ak lu bari dawa léegi nga bokka si njobooti suñu bundle bi pour nga mun a connect si data package bu gën a yomba pour am si lu leer koolal Qcell customer care si 111 Qcell suñu bos ñoo xaali yoon bi ñeneen toppa.
Yeah, so we are back. You are watching QTV this morning. We are halfway the program. If you miss anything discussed here, you can go to our social media handle and on YouTube, Facebook, and of course, almost all the platforms we are there to keep you updated all the time. And now we'll talk to the Sendogu crew, Islamic organization that provides relief during Ramadan. It is important. In few weeks, we'll be saying welcome Ramadan, and it's going to be Ramadan Mubarak. xam naa suma joolaay ak suma séeréer yi fu mu nekk nii ñu ngi panic waaye Ramadan baa ngi ñëw bul worry. Yeah, so we have Fatou Loom, all right, and Pa Modou Jara, Secretary General. Yes, let's start with the lady first, because I don't want them to say I'm gender biased, because these days women are complaining too much, men are leaving them behind. So Fatou, you are welcome on the program.
Thank you.
Naka nga def?
maa ngi si jàmm.
maa yaa ngi parel weeri koor bi.
Inshallah.
Mbaa ndogu yi dinañ saf.
Inshallah.
Waaw baax na. All right, wax ñu tuuti. Yéen lan mooy seen yéene?
Asalaamaaleykum. maa ngi la ñuy nuyu bu baax di am kontante pour bokk si programme bi tey di nuyu borom kër bi and the entire team di nuyu seen ndogu team and everyone ñi seetaan ñëpp. Okay, seen ndogu is a organization boo xam ne dañ dee joxe ndogu during the month of Ramadan. soo gisee ñu initiate ko pour dimbale ñi nga xam ne dañ dee wàcca maybe at rushing hours pour àgga seen kër yi some of them time dog dina leen fekk si yoon bi duñ mun a am access jëndal luñ lekk am na ñuy dawali time pour stop jëndal luñ lekk duñ ko mun so li tax ñu initiate li.
Absolutely, that's amazing. Ñu engage Mr. Jara, Pa Modou, ñu ngi dalal ci programme bi.
Thank you, Mr. Balde and Julde. I am Pa Modou Jara, the Secretary General of Sendogu Group. Sendogu mu ngi initiate in 2021. te ku ko initiate moom mooy nekk Fatou moom mooy the founder of Sendogu Group. Because moom tamit si sa orphan ba pare am na jaar-jaar te bu mu génnee foofu tamit am na lu mu yëg tamit si society si Gambian society gis na ne daal dunda bi ak yeneen façon basic needs yu nga xam ne nit ki daf ko dee am waaye du ko dee mun a jot lu métti la so moo tax moom tam mu demee ba nga xam ne léegi moom tamit mag na léegi àgg na foofu noonu mu am that concept of helping the society.
Fatou dañ la wala celebrate. You are a hero.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
All right. So basically, boo leen starté ba tey Sendogu ñan ñooy seen ay partners xam naa ne ñu ne da ngeen dee partner ak Qcell sort of or any other organisation boo leen dee partner Fatou loolu bëgg naa nga wax ñu sa seen partners yi.
Okay. Sendogu, thank you. Sendogu ñi ñuy jàppale depuis bi ñu starté in the first place dinaa si wax tuuti pour nit ñi xam bi ñuy commencé yombutoon nekkoon na luñ initiate pour def but then amun woon dara waaye still bëggoon neen koy def the first thing we did was dañ demoon si community bi around the neighbors dox noonu dem ba Latrikunda dugga si marché yi def comme a sort of di ñaan donation table di dem si marché yi di dugga si sob si anyway xeebun woon fenn luñ am rek loolu la ñuy wax xeebun dara so si loolu leen starté then from their family members come across pour xam si luñ nekk they started to help with friends that was in the first edition 2021 then in 2022 si leen ñëw nat ne lii tey commencé nañ ko te ñaan neen yàlla ak am nañu ñuy ñaax pour ñu continuer ko so si leen xalaat ne how about ñu move on si leen start ne xaaral ñu commencé di ut donations outside to working places some companies and so si leen start di binda letter thank God with the help of I'll first talk about where I work Equa Energy I'm thanking them a lot because lu bari suma ko mënee def tey seen ndogu I got the chance there because foofu laa nekk di liggéey thanking my boss Matase I will say thank you to Riders for Help they help and I will say thank you a big thank you to QCell QCell dimbale nit ñu bu baax a baax masha Allah and Ferris we are saying thank you to Ferris to Mr. Jawara to Gamtel as well to Pura and to Nawek and to the deputy CDS of GAF Mr. Cham and to some family members in the diaspora colleagues friends and everyone ñoo xam ne def nañ ci seen support and I'm saying another big thank you to one Mr. Cissé jàppale nañu torop moom bëggut sañu wax turam that's why ma just wax santam bi rek yaa
waa léegi lan lañu war a defaat comme def nañ ko 2021 2022 2023 mu ngi nii man expect naa ne bu dee yaa ngi doon def mbuuro ak bota léegi war ngaa def mbuuro ak ganaar Mr. Jara mbuuro ak ganaar ko man bu ganaa dox ma bugg a wàcce dem nii rek tase ngeen maa jox mbuuro ganaar
non ganaar bi moom commencé na sax bu yàgg
boobu commencé na ay waaw ok so loolee naa defaat li nga xam ne da ngeen koo yokka si programme bi
xam nga we learn through the response of the needy upon our initiative comme nit ñi nuñ ko dee soxla noonu lañ leen ko dee joxee tamit parce que bu mu commencé woon food lañ doon jox bu nga xam ne dañ ko togga ba pare waaye ñu gis ne tamit am na ñeneen tamit ñu nga xam ne within the society dañ soxla lifin maalo so the second year ñu joxale tamit maalo dañ laa jox food soo doogee ba pare ñu jox la maalo waaye nag banaa maa dem fooda rek dina yëgal askan bi ne especially jullit yi lii nekk na lu nga xam ne depuis si yonente bi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam jullit yi yàgg nañoo am problème yi waxtu dog jot ba pare duñ am luñ lekk parce que yonente bi am na benn hadis bu ma gis yonente bi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam dog musoon naa jot mu ne Aysa ne isil dog bi ñu dog waaw Aysa mu ne ko ne ya rasulullah xanaa da nga fàtte ne tey dara amul mu ne ko ne isil ndox ñu dog ndox lañ naan ñu dog ba boor set ñu continuer waat seen oor te yàlla fu mu demee ba nga xam ne mu ngi wax mbiri miskin yi si alquran bi di wax mbiri fukkaara yi miskin moom dafa nekk ku nga xam ne dina ñàkk waaye du ko ñeme ñaa wone ngir dafay ruus so jullit yi ñun neen ñoo war a bayante xel parce que dafa dee métti de
waa gis nga man sax dama believe ne société bi soo gisee ñu am problème affaire yi métti dëkk bi métti ba pare xam nga léegi nga gis problème yu bëri mu ngi mel ni am na ñoo xam ne ñu ngi sofa si biir société bi
dëgg
te ñooñu mënuñ ñoo voice out ba pare ñu am alal itam nekkuñ di bàyyi xel si ñooñu ñi nga xam ne ñu ngi sofa waaye yow sa intellect da nga war a ne man maa ngi amee tey millions yu bëri kii nii am na ñu nekku di lekka de am na famille yoo xam ne duñ dee lekka suñ lekkee 1 meal a day la te loolu sax du dee correct understand so I think it's your responsibility pour nga dem si biir ñooñu noonu because comme nuñ ko wax alal bu la yàlla jox loolu du sa bos yow kenn man dama si am cër keneen am si cër so I think most of the problems that we are facing society bi lañ defaru ñu war a jot seen jotuñ seen
noonu la fa taajoo sax ba pare tamit am na tamit leneen tamit lu nga xam ne maa ngi advice suma mbokki jullit yi ifin Gambien si ñu bàyyi si xel nit ki soo ko defaree nga sutura ko ba pare bu ko dee def waxtaane kaay
am na solo
tax na ba nga xam ne ñeneen sax duñ jee bëgg a accept ndimbal si certain kind of people because dañ dee waxtaan dañ laa defal ba nga xam ne léegi sutura nga ñu dem toog fu ñoo naanee ataaya xaw ma da first ataaya bi moo dee nee da second bi moo dee nee ñu wàcce ko fa yëpp loolu tam dafa dee tax ñu bari du ñee ñangoon a dem saak ndimbal si ñeneen
maa la defal li
waaw
I think that we have to
gis nga
so this year seen ndogu fan ngeen naa nekk at what strategic locations that you are everywhere
ñun fu nekk lañ jee dem ba pare da nga gisee tamit target nañ sax even the provinces because dañ si jàngee gis nañ ñoo xam ne
coming to that
waaw target nañ the provinces waaw because gis nañ ne man mii suma bopp sax am na ñoo xam ne dañ jee yónni xale suñ ñëwee ñu ne ma ne diw mu ne moom maalo bi la jënaa soxla nga dimbale ko si maalo bi gis nga su ko demee dama dee lifi nii rek ñu jox leen ñu yóbbu people need rice because Gambia suñ stable food maalo am na ñoo xam ne suñu lekkee sauce bi ganaar bii nii yëpp te dankuñ maalo bi moom
maalo xanaa saako bi ngeen dee joxe ndax buñ tooga bi
waaw am na waaw am na saako yi dañu am size dañu am different size am nga 50 kg
10 kilo
waaw 10 kilo 10 lifi ni waaw so ñun doon joxe ay 10 kilo bi ak things like waaw 25 kg bi tamit waaw as well so waaye da nga gis ne tamit islam dafa nekk diine bu nga xam ne ni yenn saa yi yow da nga koy am waaye pour bugg a dimbale waaye yow société bu nga dëkk environnement bu nga dëkk ràññeewuloo ku nga xam ne daf ko niit so da nga dee gis ne through this charity organisation si nii ñoom xam nañ fan nañ nekka so it's just a matter of jotale comme société Saudia dañ ko jox nguuri African government si ñooñu jox ko seen citizen yi mu ngi mel ne comme jotale so this charity organisation ñun we identify people yu ay mag people ñu nga xam ne ñooñu xam nañ naka la fa taajoo ñooñu moom ifin suñ nekkutee weeru koor sax dunda bi dafa dee jafe rax dooki weeru koor tamit ñëw yaa ngi or yaa ngi am ñaari problème yaa ngi staff all day ba pare tamit amuloo lu nga war a doogee dem ak sa famille tamit
xam naa ne de man loolu moom comme aw ma lu ma dogo next day bi moom dafa naxari pour ma dafa naxari de
waaw wax si loolu sax looloo tax sax ñu gën a nekk si lii ndax tey lekk mooy loo xam ne lu am important la si nit nit tey soo xiifee sax doo mun a julli am na lu bëri doo ko mun comme lu pa wax léegi am na ñoo xam ne comme nga joxe dara ba pare toog di ko waxtaanee ñun tey comme ma indiwaat leeral si loolu tuuti ñun seen ndogu nekkagun si loo xam ne sax mun naa ne we are strong because as of now ñu ngay demee comme sutura yàlla rek ndax lii dafa nekk loo xam ne luñ bugga la nit soo buggee dara danga siy dem ba yàlla ñëw fekk la si ak ndimbali nit ñi right now ni ñuy demee mooy dañuy seek donations outside luñ si am rek ak lu booleeg ñun luñ am with our family members ñu jël loolu defar ko yóbbu ko to di nii di ñi nga xam ne soxla nañ ko
xam na time bi jeex na waaye ñu ma bëgg nga leeral fii rek because seen ndogu yéen ñaata la soo waxee throughout fu nekk ngeen naa nekk dafa require a lot of people te xam naa ne tamit ñeneen ñi si yéen dañ ngeen dee liggéey soo naka ngeen dee defee loolu
waaw seen ndogu like it's a team boo xam ne anyone that is ready to volunteer pour ñëw dimbale ñu si liggéey bi you are welcome dañ dee ñëw jàppale ñu si ñu toppatoor liggéey bi yëpp si biir kër bi then at the end of the day ñu yóbbu ko at the high traffic Johnsons ñi nga xam ne su dog jotee ñuy daw di dem si moto yi di saaf nit ñi pour ñu dog am ñoo xam ne amuñu ñoo dogal seen bopp den at si jumaa bi tamit dañ fa yóbbu
thank you Fatou thank you Fatou thank you Pa Modou for coming xam naa ne dinañ leen toppa man tam dinaa volunteer su soobee yàlla dinaa leen contact di nga gis su weeri koor bi jotee I will come a day bi nga xam ne dinaa génn ak yéen ñu joxe ndogu su soobee yàlla all right so thank you very much we'll take a short break after the break we'll talk to Abdurrahman Job and we'll be playing his Nasid Islamic poet as well, and he's working on a launching. So we'll take a short break. After the break, we'll be back.
Thank you very much.
Ramadan, Ya Ramadan, the month of Quran, peace and mercy, feeding the poor, marhaban Ramadan, Ramadan, Ya Ramadan, the month of Quran, peace and mercy, feeding the poor, marhaban Ramadan. Ya Allah, ij'al fi قلوبنا وأرواحنا اجعل إيماننا بك إيمانا قويا وتقوانا ببركة رمضان ببركة رمضان in the place of Ramadan. الرمضان يا سهر الذي أنزل فيك القرآن سهر السلام ورحمة نقول لك مرحبا بترهيب واسعا أنت سهر النعمة حتى الفقراء والمساكين ينفقونه.
We are back. You are watching QTV. Mbokk yi comme nuñ leen ko waxee waaw we are going to call this the Click Nasir segment and today ñun ñoo ko present the Click segment, you know, because Churchill and Buba Fati, they are not qualified to present this segment, you know, because they are not holy. They are not holy. We are the holy ones here. They are not holy. Those kids. Yeah, so am nañ fi Adraman mi nga xam ne moom mu ngi yëngu si ay woy islam xam nañ ne woy islam moom yàgg na fii di bi taami taala albadru loolu taami yonanti bi la moo tax am na solo pour ñu am ñu koo def fii waaw mun nañ ko oree musicien la yow musicien nga artiste nga
waaw artiste la dégg nga artiste la
waaw artiste in a good way yeah so ñu ngi laa dalal wax ñu tuuti si sa carrière
asalaamaaleykum qaala rabbi ishrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli asalaamaaleykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu maa ngi leen di nuyu di leen ziar di nuyu waa QTV yëpp di jiital si nuyu bi kilifa kër gi di Mohamed Dia ak bépp team bi nga xam ne moom la boot nekk si gannaawam di nuyu caméraman ñi nga xam ne tey ñoo def lépp bu rafet fii ak yéen ñi nga xam ne seen programme yi nga ne ñëpp ñu ngi ko follow ma saa su nekk may waa QTV is the eye of the world macha allah ñëpp da nga koy bëgg a seetaan foo mun a nekk da ngay bëgg a seetaan QTV may fàttaliku ma génnee benn vidéo am na ki nga xam ne England la ma ko leen ne ma ngi koy seetaan te kon ñëpp ñu ngi koy seetaan macha allah comme sa question bi mooy suma carrière mooy islamic nasheed soo xoolee ñuy woy islam bëri na ba dafa am catégories ñi nga xam ne ñi ngi woy comme lii ñi nga xam ne comme ñu ngi ko def back with vocal they are nasheed ñi nga xam ne day play rhythm yooyu noonu so ñoom day call islamic music so dafa am catégorie mu fa so the same thing bi ñu def nasheed bi they are all ñoom yëpp ak ñu def daayira yi ak gamo yi ñoom yëpp they are in one category because they don't use sounds or anything like drum so ñoom nekk lu mu nekk gaa seen different bi this islamic song soo xoolee other context lu mu si mel ak fii dam dee xool ñun we are having the talent the enthusiasm the skills the knowledge but yet still dafa am lu lack mooy nga xam ne power bi nekkul na ñun we don't have the talent to go with it but dundee am ki nga xam ne moo ñu sponsor for example studio because yaaga na am xam-xam bi but yaaguma am xaalis bi pour ma dugg studio yaaguma am xaalis pour may struggle for videos so loolu tab dee nekk li nga xam ne tab dee rey ndaanaan si Gambia bëri na ay ndaanaan yu fi nekk but they are not jógun si kaw bëri na ñu bëgg a def islamic launching lii but mënuñ koo def because of li noo xalaat mooy amun xaalis man dam dee wax gars yi pousse leen mu ñëw bi moo nekk di first islamic launching album in the Gambia bi nga xam ne is official am na ñu ko dee def am na ñu ko def but it's not official like dañ ko def si koñ mairie pay teg tuugu nii rek mu dem am na ñi nga xam ne dañ ko def si school yaa gis but mun naa am amul xaalis bi pour ñu def ko si hall ak ñi nga xam ne dañ ko def official so donc ñun sax we don't have the comme sustenance bi nga xam ne mun na moo fulfill everything but then am jom fit ñu gëm suñu bopp rek ñu pousse ko mu dem.
dëgg la Jude xam nga soo seetee comme tey dëkki arab yi da ngaa gis ñu ngi amee ñuy def islamic songs yu bëri maa ngi xam kenn ku famous xaw ma misaari
Wow.
He's also very famous.
Very famous.
Wow. Bepare Momsa, I think he is part of the Quranic
recitations.
That they recite Quran. You know, I think we have a lot to offer in Islam. Why xam nga ñun Islam dañ ko téye as comme religion bi nga xam ne la ñun dañ war di ñaan all the time.
You see.
Understand? Da nga gis even certain things yi nga xam ne ñu ngi war a xew. Comme Islam should champion it. Ñun we always want to be behind. Da nga gis ne it's people prefer promoting certain things than what you do. Xam nga te I think pour mu fair da nga war a ñëw force.
Diga. Waaw waaye comme noo ko waxee Islam warta nekk li nga xam ne ñun dañ war a des gannaaw always comme ñun tamit dañ war a gëm suñu boppa waru ñoo xaar comme aw ma xaalis I will not do it loolu la fa fekk mu fekk la si on sa dam dee wax gaay fii ñun yëpp you don't have ñun yëpp amul dara dañoo try rek because soo xoolee man doo waxtaana benn waay moom nekkul sa Gambia mu ma explainal comme ñoom dëkk bu gaay nekk da nga gis ku ñoo fayal artist islamic singers yi nii comme ay full album yow yaa ngi yow saa yoo bindee rek dama nga wëy man bind naa full album bi nga xam ne aw ma xaalis tam pour record ko yaa gis benn bés laa jaar studio doon waxtaana gaay rek benn waay gis ma mi ngi tudda Omar Ndiaye waaw ma ko doon tooñ Ndiaye bu nga Ndiaye ni din bugg a lekk ma ne ko yow moom weeru koor yi moom do leen dee or yaa gis léegi moom si la ma sponsor benn wëy mi ngi tudda jaamu leen yàlla yaa gis ba pare yàlla def tamit bonoon studio bi tamit mu ñëw mu sign ma full fabulous studio.
So mu ngi mel ni yow yaa ngi under a label.
maa ngi under a label.
We are going to a label. Léegi. Now we are going to. Mbaa clap tam haramut si Islam.
dama na dem.
Is there.
di.
Allahu Akbar takbir.
Allahu Akbar.
So léegi nañ waxtaan event bi.
waaw event bi.
waaw naka nga ko internet.
ok ni ma ko internet mooy dama ko def in a professional way. donc me am not professional ba dama bëgg programme bi mu nekk ay professional programme mu nekk programme bi nga xam ne képp ku fa mën a ñëw donc muslim nga rek da ngaa gis sa bopp si programme bi dañ ko ubbi ak alquran which many daaras are invited daara bu nekk da ngaa ñëw ak sa fame ak say talent ak sa experience ak sa xale yi noo formé gaay because Gambia bëri na ay borom bëri na xale yi nga xam ne ñoom lu gaay di def dañ ko mun but gaay naka la ko gaay feeñalee ba nit ñi gis ko is the problem
mu ngi mel ni time bi mu ngay jee fal la kañ la
Nusrat school la moo amee
Nusrat senior secondary school Bundung
Singates Hall jàng alquran dafa am zikar dafa am foofu islamic poem dafa am si arab ak si english waare dafa am all the Gambian islamic singers are invited gaay dina ñëw perform balaa maa launch sama album inshallah
album bi ñaata songs ñoo fa
song si full album la moo nekk te album is 8 song yaa gis so full album lay wàccee te man sa lu ma faa woy dafa romba 8 song lu ma prepare is more than a album
lii kay nañ yëpp teew foofu
waaw nañ yëpp teew defere nekkul ticket free la because soo xoolee su ko defee ticket am na ñi nga xam ne they cannot afford it te ñun donc amul xaalis sax bi nga xam ne we can sponsor all but sponsors are highly invited képp ku nga xam ne
pour ñu jàppale
kan moo la nekk di sponsor
oh dégg suma yaay suma raka yi xam nga ñoom yëpp ñu ma support ñu ay gis maa ngi sant waa Bohol ñoom Cheikh Ndiaye ñoom Amadou Touré moo ñëw li jox ma ñoom dañoo ñëw rek jox ma te ñëw bi ku ko gis xam ne dëgg rafet na ñoom dañoo ñëw rek ñoo jox ma waaw waa Bundung suma yaay moom lu nekk solo na ko suma bés bi def na lu nekk suma passage su nekk moom tamit di si waa Bundung ñëpp wax dëgg ne yàlla man kontaan naa si gars yi
war nañoo teew
time bi xooj nañu bu dul loolu tey man sax mun naa sikar mun naa woy yu ne
waaw yow sa baat dafa ne
waaw suma baat dafa ne
yow war ngaa ñu ma fii jël
all right thank you very much that was Dramane Jobe and of course we are looking forward to a great event inshallah at the Nusrat Senior Secondary School Hall yes Julde this is all we have for this
on the 5th
mooy bés all right
Dimanche on the 5th of March def nañ fa teew 3 p.m. nañ fa teew ba Monday inshallah for another edition of this morning
so we will take a leave of you now and until we come here again next week have a wonderful weekend bye bye
every day the praise of your moon and the praise of your father take you high, make you strong, lower you get, and be kind to them. Lower your gaze and be kind to them. Every chance of your life.